Good news! If you ever wanted to see some official Attack on Titan arm and tentacle hentai, you're gonna get that. What's going on, guys? Chapter 135 of Attack on Titan was absolute madness. It was intense, it was suspenseful, it was crazy, it was action-packed, it was full of dynamic imagery. Everything about this chapter I absolutely loved. I don't know how the general consensus is going to feel about it when it's all said and done. I can understand the finale of the chapter maybe coming off a little cheesy, perhaps, but it worked for me, so I can't say anything bad about it. I thought this chapter was awesome. I thought Attack on Titan from the very beginning up till now has consistently increased in quality as it's gone along, and now that it's going into its final climactic ending, no matter how many chapters we get left, if there's 3 chapters left, that would be like a final volume, a full volume, so that would make sense. If there was 3 left, I don't know if there will be more than that, but that's the thing that I have gotten the most out of Attack on Titan. It's just how much better it's gotten as it's gone along, and raising the stakes as it has, to the point where now we are literally like fighting. You have characters that are fighting on top of this gigantic, massive, like Lovecraftian monster kaiju thing that, by the way, used to be the main character of your series, who is now acting as this apocalyptic threat, to the point where Eren has sort of lost his sense of individualism in a way. He has one principle that's ruling everything that he's doing and has completely embraced hymself in that, while the other characters are trying to stop this massive, apocalyptic event that's happening. And so you have all the characters racing towards Eren, trying to fight on top of him. He serves as the location of where this chapter takes place, where all the characters are essentially on his back, trying to get to the nape of the neck to hopefully tear Eren out of it and do whatever they have to do, whether they have to kill him or what have you. So you have all these characters on top of Eren, and they're all trying to get towards where they think he will be. And at the end of the last chapter, Eren created the Beast Titan, just kind of molded it out of like part of his flesh in order to face off against our main characters. And one of the questions we had was like, was that going to be him controlling Zeke, or is he just able to create the Titans? And it looks as though this chapter confirms that he is just able to create the Titans at will, because he has the powers of Ymir, the powers of the Founding Titan, and he can just sort of manifest them from nothingness. So yes, Armin was devoured by a Titan early in this volume, but it appears he was taken to some sort of place inside this collective consciousness of the Founding Titan or whatever it is, and Bertold was there, and we got to see Bertold shedding a tear. So it would make sense to me that Eren can recreate any of the old Titans and then use them at his will. But it might not have been Eren that brought Armin into this place, because we do see Ymir at the very beginning of this chapter. We actually get a brief flashback first of Ymir opening the pen of pigs that she was, of course, blamed on, and that is what caused the king to rip out her eyes and her to be punished and to run away. That kind of started this whole thing. And I don't know what kind of symbolism Isayama is really trying to infer with this opening scene, but I think it does have a purpose, in that in her desire to free these animals, so much damage came after it. And I think it might have some sort of clue as to her conflicting ideology with Eren's, in that they sort of desire the same thing, but Ymir is sort of seeing the, obviously, the horrible, damaging effects of what this kind of like desperation for freedom could give you. But at the same time, I also understand Eren's desire for that freedom and for people to, not be at war and not be slaves and whatnot. So, like, there's a lot of confliction going on here with these different themes and elements within Attack on Titan. But it seems to me that Ymir has not relinquished her full power over to Eren, or perhaps at least her full consciousness over to him, as he can kind of control all of the other Titans, as we see in this chapter that he is able to actually even recreate Titans of the past. So we get to see different armored Titans. One of them looks like the Thing from Fantastic Four, and there's a couple other really cool looking ones. So but for Ymir herself, we see that little flashback with her, and then we see her, sort of her image, watching the battle go down on top of Eren's back, and then that's right before Armin is kind of pulled into this place. If it's a piece of the past dimension or what, I'm not really sure. But it might have something to do with the conclusion of this arc and how everything is going to go, if Ymir is planning to speak with Armin in some way and maybe connect on his level, and perhaps Ymir and Armin are much more coincided with their beliefs than Ymir and Eren are. So there might be something to do with that going forward. Back on the battlefield, though, we have all this crazy shit go down. This is crazy. This battle is crazy. This is intense. I really hope the anime can pull this battle off, because this was absolutely incredible. Like I said, everything Attack on Titan has done to build towards this finale, I think it gets better as time goes on, as the series continues and we get to this epic climactic part. I mean, like, think about this. You have humans, you have like the Survey Corps and Titans themselves fighting against all of these Titans of the past on top of a giant, like, you thought Titans were big, but now we're on top of this freaking, like I said, like Lovecraftian Eren monster founding Titan. It's just, it is crazy, and it is awesome. And as this battle's going on, there's so many things that are happening. Like I said, Eren can use all of these past Titans at his will, so the Zeke that we saw, now coming back around to my original point, sorry, off-the-cuff videos, you know how it goes. So Zeke was not actually in control of that Titan whatsoever, or even potentially there, other than just sort of like a connected consciousness version of him, just kind of like Bertolt that we saw in that kind of weird dimension or whatnot. So it's not like the physical body of Zeke, it's more of like just kind of his connectedness to the past, present, future of all the Titans and whatnot. It's all one thing. One is all is one. And so much shit's going down this battle. So the giant Bertolt comes out and it grabs Reiner, and Jean actually is able to save him at the last moment, ripping him out of the nape of the neck. And then so they're like hanging by a thread, and it comes down to Jean and Reiner. You know, these two characters that Jean has so much against Reiner. He has so much reason at this point, you know, where he's holding onto his arm to just let him go. Reiner's pretty much resolved himself to die anyway. So it's at this point where it's like, if Jean wanted to, and nobody would notice, nobody would care during this whole like battle that's happening, like everyone is so busy just defending their own lives and trying to fight, that like if Jean let go of Reiner in this moment, I mean, nobody would notice, nobody would care, but he doesn't. And I love it because it's about the idea of like fighting to your last breath. It's not about taking the easy way out. It's about continuing on, and that struggle that we all know that we have to go through in life, in battle, in war, in everything. And in a way, it kind of like directly goes against what Eren is doing, because what Eren is doing is like it obviously takes a power, you know, as big as the Founding Titan to pull it off, but what he's doing is the easy way. You know, he's wiping the slate clean. He's not having two people with opposing viewpoints coming together either under a common goal or just to try to understand each other. And I think you have like Jean and Reiner, who are so different and hate each other so much. Well, at least Jean hates Reiner. And even in this opportunity where he could easily have Reiner killed, he's deciding that no, we have to fight through this together. Like we have to, like the fight itself, the battle itself is the point. So it's not about this sort of easy victory. It's about trying to work things through the battle itself. So I really like that, and I really like how that was done. And perhaps that leads into more of a redemption for Reiner as well, a redemption for himself, you know, how he feels about himself and everything. But that's not all. There's a lot of other crazy stuff that happens. One is Piek, the cart Titan, manages to run up to get actually to the nape of the neck of Eren, and she wraps these the ammunition around his neck so that he could explode. They kind of press the button on the explosives, but then she is stabbed by the Warhammer Titan. Because, of course, Eren could just create freaking Titans wherever he wants to. But she's not dead yet, but she's kind of like hanging by the freaking spear. So she's up there, the detonation is in place. This kind of leads us towards where the next chapter is probably going. Also, we get Levi also gets injured as I believe he goes to save Connie, and he gets his leg chomped, and now he's kind of dangling, and he wasn't doing too well before. Remember, his like face and hand and arm, that's all messed up. Now his leg's messed up too. So Levi is not doing too great. I don't know if he's going to make it to the end of the series. He is a fan favorite, so it would make sense to either give him a very impressive, like important death, like maybe he's the one that actually is able to go up and pull the then again, I don't think so. I think it would have to be Mikasa or Armin. I think it would have to come down to one of those two characters for the person to actually like press the explosive and potentially kill Eren, because Levi, I don't think it would make as thematic sense as Wait, that's not a sentence. What am I talking about? So basically what I'm saying is like all these characters are getting messed up in their own way. This is a legitimate battle. This isn't something that's just kind of thrown in here. This is the life or death climactic moment of the series. So characters are getting fucked up as things are going. And it's good. It's a good thing. I like seeing it. I like seeing the chaos because we're here. We are brought into this final moment of Attack on Titan, so there needs to be chaos. And coming out of the shadows at the end of this volume is Falco. And of course, you know, think about his name. Freaking Falco. Falcon. A giant friggin' bird titan with wings. So Falco's Titan form, he is able to access the wings and flight, actually. So the first Titan we've seen that actually is able to have flight, and he is here with Annie and Gabby, and they pick up Mikasa, and that can be their key to get back to the nape of the neck and find the explosives, because I don't know if... I guess Eren probably could manifest a Titan that could fly, but could it be like separate from his body? Does he still have to be connected to it in some way? Can he like... I don't know. So that's an interesting thing that could possibly happen. Now, I know that Falco's Titan form being able to fly could potentially be seen as cheesy or way too convenient, and I can understand those 2 points of view if that's how you feel about it. I don't think it's like that big of a deal. The only thing for me is maybe it coming from Falco, just because, you know, he's not as connected to Eren as a lot of the other characters, so I don't know. I could see it that way, but then again, he has been built up a lot between the last, you know, the last arc that we're on, so it kind of makes sense in a way. But I can at least understand. If you don't like that, I can at least understand it. But it's fine. It worked fine for me. So, and that's what I think is the next key that's going to happen. So they're probably going to fly around to the nape of the neck on Eren in order to press the explosive. Armin is probably going to have some sort of conversation or connection with the original Ymir. Armin will then probably show up with those characters, so we will have Mikasa and Armin together on top of the area where Eren is in order to decide this final fate of what's going to happen with Eren and with the world in general. But most of the world's already screwed anyways because it's already been trampled, you know what I mean? So there will be a fresh beginning is how the ending will go. Anyways, guys, so what did you think of Chapter 135 of Attack on Titan? How many chapters are left? What did you think about this chapter? What did you like? What did you dislike? Please put all that in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate any support I get in these videos, from any like, from any comment, any shares. Subscribe if you want to stick around to see more manga reviews and whatnot. In the description below, you'll find the Discord, Twitter, Patreon link, any of that you want to follow or join as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time.